Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So Daredevil Season 3 teaser trailer, they just had a big Wizard World panel, so I'm going to do a breakdown of all the stuff they've been saying about Season 3. So I bet you did not expect the teaser trailer to be dropping this early. This is all part of like the big Comic-Con Netflix rollout with Punisher Season 1, the big announcement that they're working on that. They kind of slipped this in. They're like, hey, we're working on Daredevil Season 3 if you didn't know. But I feel like we all assumed they were going to do it. The thing with the Marvel Netflix series, just the rule of thumb, is that they will keep making it as long as the actors keep wanting to do it. So I would expect at least another cycle or two of the Defenders team up. So what we've had is like each of the heroes have had at least one of their own solo series. Then they all team up, then they rinse and repeat. So after Defenders, we'll see Daredevil Season 3, so I'm not expecting it to drop till 2018, but that's just tentative. The dates for everything can change. Like they say the Punisher, like in the Punisher teaser trailer, they say it's coming 2017. It could wind up coming a little bit after that, so like all the dates are in flux. But the thing here, like, you know, the train station, if you guys haven't ever rid the subway in New York, this is an actual picture of what one of the subway stops looks like. You know, just like the Hell's Kitchen stop with the blood hitting the 3 just to represent Season 3. So just a nice visual teaser for that. A lot of you have asked if they're finally going to bring Bullseye on the TV show. I think that they will. I think he'll be like the big new character. But anybody who's been in any of the Netflix series is game to cross over. Like they'll be Punisher during Daredevil Season 3. Maybe not quite as much as there was during Season 2. But at the Wizard World panel, just to do like a quick breakdown of what they did during that, they talked about what's going to be happening a little bit. They can't tease too much because they're still working on scripts, so there's not a whole lot to know about it yet. They're still working on Defenders right now. And the people, like the showrunners from Daredevil Season 2, are the showrunners for the Defenders series. So the people who are writing Daredevil Season 3 are the same people that did Season 2 and doing Defenders. So it'll just be like this continuous story. So whatever happens during Season 3 in terms of plot will just be like the next logical step from what happens at the end of Defenders. Namely, Kingpin probably getting out of prison and coming after Daredevil, Born Again style. I'm hoping they do a version of Daredevil Born Again. If you guys don't know, that's a big Frank Miller storyline. It's really bad for Karen Page. They're probably going to change some of her character. She becomes a prostitute, she goes to buy drugs, and sells out Daredevil's secret identity. Kingpin finds out, and he proceeds to make Matt Murdock's life a living hell over 3 volumes. In fact, the first arc of it is called Living Hell, where Kingpin uses the information to throw Matt Murdock under the bus. He uses the law against Matt Murdock, so all of Daredevil's bank accounts get frozen, he gets kicked out of his house, he gets thrown on the street, he doesn't trust his friends. It's just a complete living hell, as the name implies. The next arc is called Purgatory, with him living on the street. And then the final arc, like the big resolution, is called Heaven. So as you would expect with a Daredevil story, heavy-handed religious themes, any Daredevil story is going to have a lot of religious overtones. But there's a whole bunch of crossover, and even the Nuke character, who was actually the guy that took the pills during Jessica Jones Season 1, if you remember him, Kingpin releases Nuke and sets him on Daredevil. So there's this big Nuke versus Daredevil fight. But Nuke is like completely jacked up on those pills. So I don't think they're going to do an exact comic book storyline, but like Daredevil Season 2 was Daredevil versus Punisher, like the big arc from the comics, there'll be some of that too. Like they'll do a big arc from the comics, but it'll be their version, so they'll change some things. Namely the Karen Page character. Frank Miller's version of Karen Page is just like the worst portrayal of a female character ever. But I have to reference some Daredevil Season 2 stuff, so just careful for spoilers. A couple of you have told me that you haven't finished Daredevil Season 2 yet. So during Season 2, Elektra dies, and then she's being resurrected, like they imply that she's being resurrected by the Hand as the Black Sky, possessed by the demon that they worship, so that when she comes back, she'll be like this super evil version of Elektra, super powerful, super evil. That will come to fruition during Defenders, so when we get to Daredevil Season 3, whatever ends up happening, I'm expecting her to still be alive, but maybe they'll redeem her, maybe she'll still be evil, but Elektra is still around, even if she's not going to be a big part of Season 3. So in terms of new characters, they always introduce like 1 or 2 big new comic book characters. I think the Bullseye, like everyone's expecting it to be Bullseye. I definitely think it's going to be Bullseye. So quick recap, Daredevil Season 3 probably dropping sometime spring 2018 will probably introduce the Bullseye character as a mercenary hired by Kingpin to go after Daredevil. But just to remind you guys, if you didn't know what the order is for the Netflix series, so we have Luke Cage that's going to be dropping September 30th. Then we're going to see Iron Fist in the spring of next year. Then we'll see the Defenders team up. Then we'll see Jessica Jones, Daredevil Season 3, all the other series, Punisher Season 1. You get the idea. So when we do get to Luke Cage later this year, just expect them to start teasing out Iron Fist, because I definitely think that Iron Fist is going to show up during Luke Cage. It makes sense that they would want to introduce him at the end of that. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys want to see during Daredevil Season 3? I know you want to see some Punisher stuff, everyone wants to see Bullseye, but what comic book arcs do you want them to adapt? I just feel like Born Again would be an easy slam dunk, like a version of Born Again. They'd have to change a couple things, like Karen Page is terrible during Born Again, but if you do want to read the comic book story, it's a great Frank Miller story if you really like Frank Miller's version of Daredevil. So if you guys didn't see it in my last video, I started a new round of the Marvel giveaway. It's just a $20 Amazon gift card. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. So what's going to happen is because Luke Cage is dropping at the end of next month, we'll probably see a whole bunch more Luke Cage stuff in the next couple weeks. So there'll be a whole bunch of Marvel Netflix. I'll do some more Jessica Jones Season 2 because they already started working on that too. Like the showrunner for Jessica Jones is working on Season 2 right now. But get hyped, there's so much Marvel Netflix stuff happening. Heroes for Hire, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Punisher, and that's not even talking about the movies. Like I just did a movie video talking about all the crazy movie stuff that's happening. And then we have all this Netflix stuff. So Marvel is just like killing it everywhere. While you guys wait for my next video, you can click here for the Thor Ragnarok behind the scenes video, and you can click here for the Punisher Season 1 teaser trailer. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.